Welcome to the best bushcraft backpacking, camping, cooking kit video featurette. I am Jager, and I am going to show you the best cooking kit that humans can make, period, for camping, bushcraft, and all of that fun outdoorsy stuff. It's made of titanium. It will not rust. It's light. It's durable. It's a combination of an alcohol stove and a wood gasifier stove, so there's redundancy in that. I'm telling you, I'm a Colorado native. I've been camping since I could walk. Before I could walk, I've seen it all. This is the best camping, cooking kit that you can put together for cooking anything. Mountain house, water, cooking. Maybe not so much cooking. I like stainless steel for actual cooking. But for mountain house and boiling water, this is it, baby.
It's my food bag. And that's it. This holds fuel, the stove, the pot, the ignition device, as well as a spork. And it's very small. And again, it has the fuel in it as well. That's the big thing. So obviously it's an alcohol stove. Here we go, let's have a look. Some of you may know the signature orange of Toaks. I'm a huge Toaks fan. I think they make great quality products for a reasonable price. It's not cheap, it's not expensive though either. And it's all titanium. So it's a Toaks titanium 750 milliliter bale and handles. I use them both. I think it's key to have both. Stand-up lid. Inside, Toaks alcohol stove, Toaks spork, we'll get to that in a second. Little Nalgene bottle with some alcohol in it. This usually gets me, I can boil 2 cups of water, maybe about 4 times, 5 times with this much. Ferro rod lighter, or ferro rod and striker. And what's really cool about this is I actually have 2 stoves in one. This is an alcohol stove, and this is a wood gasifier stove that they make. They have 2 different versions of these. I have both sizes. This is the small one. You put your wood in there, light her up. And I've found these things are amazing. You can pack them full with wood all the way up to those internal combustion holes. So right there, about 3-inch pieces. You pack it full, completely tight to there, and then put a little tiny splash of alcohol on it, light it up with the ferro rod, and you don't have to touch it. You don't have to touch it for 20 minutes and it burns. You don't have to add wood, you don't have to add fuel or anything. It is messy though because you're burning wood, which is why I prefer alcohol. I can do it inside of my tent. It's not a problem. There's a lot of different ways to handle this. You can take your alcohol stove and just do that for a windscreen. I chose to do this today because you can probably hear it's a little windy out here, and you can use this in the wind without an issue. So I'll show you what I do normally. I put this through here so it stands up. This is not the way the stove is supposed to go together. This is how I fit it for my alcohol stove. Get a little piece of stick or something, whatever. You can even use the ferro rod to do this. And it stands it up a little bit like that. We'll let it down a little bit, just like that. Alcohol stove is going to go on that. Burn ring goes on that, so it's kind of safe. And you're still getting access to your stove, and you have this. So let's try this. We can turn this because my table isn't too flat. It doesn't matter. Again, testament to the versatility of this. Let's put some alcohol in it and get it going. A little bit of alcohol there. Throw it down. Doesn't matter if you're in the wind, ferro rod will still strike it. Just throwing sparks. And is it going? Oh yeah, it's going. Throw the windscreen on. And we're in business, people. So what I'm gonna do to show you the versatility of this is we'll get in here, a little water out. Got a mountain house I'm gonna be cooking up here for you guys. It's a 2.5 servings one. So this is what most people eat. Beef stroganoff, most popular one. It's a big boy. You could fit this entire thing with enough water and everything in this pot. So you don't have to be eating out of the bag if you don't want to. You can eat out of the bag, obviously, too. But this will fit it, and that's what we're gonna do today. Get a couple of cups of water going here. I go a little more because I like it soupy. I think everybody does that. Likes it a little more brothy, a little more soupy. And we're gonna throw that right on my stove here. We'll get it all situated. Show you what spork it is. This is all Toaks gear. This is all from Toaks. You can see obviously it gets down to the bottom of that without issue. So we're good in terms of size. I have all this splayed out right now for you guys to see. But generally, I would just be throwing it back in its little stuff sack. So it's going. So let's see here. We'll start the timer. See how long this takes. Might speed it up a little bit and time all this. Hey, there we go. And see how she goes. So here, let's get some angles on it. We can get you off. See what's going on here. Pretty nice little setup. Now again, the reason I picked this is because it's extremely light. It's extremely versatile. It's big enough that you can cook everything and anything that you'd need to when it comes to camping, solo, duo camping. It's not expensive. A lot of the Snow Peak stuff is outrageously expensive, prohibitively expensive. Unless you're one of those guys that just likes buying gear for the sake of owning it and not using it. I like this setup because it's extremely clean. I often make tea inside my tent. And with this, it's not an issue. The alcohol burns clean. It keeps my pots clean. Everything is nice and tidy. Alcohol is cheap. You can pick it up at hardware stores. You can get it all over the place. Everybody knows the benefits of alcohol stoves. If you don't, then those are the main ones. They're light, small, and the alcohol is buyable from many different places, obtainable. I do this because it has the dual purpose of, if I run out of fuel, if I spill my alcohol or something, I can still use the other gasifying part of that stove, which effectively is just operating as a windscreen for me right now. It has a bail, it has handles on the pot, it has both. I don't like one over the other. I think both of them are handy, and you need them both. Oftentimes when I only have a bail, I say, oh, I want something with handles. If I have one only with handles, I say, oh, I need that bail. You'll always find a use for it. All of this packs together into one go, too, as you guys saw. While this is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this other kit that I use, which is effectively the same thing. It's a little smaller, though. I don't have the windscreen with it because I'm running it out of a haversack, not out of a big backpack where I can pack in a little more. Usually with this, I have this set up, and I run a water bladder, so I could just put my water directly into the pot there. With this, though, I don't have a water bladder, so I have it all set up a little different. I actually use, get this situated. This belongs in there, actually. With, what do you know, another Toaks pot. This is the 550 milliliter. It also has a lid, no bail, because this is serving more as a cup, maybe a cooking utensil in time. I have the lid for it. It's the exact same type of lid. Little stand-up handle, 3 holes, very similar. And now this cooking setup, let's see how we're doing here. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Still roasting some alcohol, it's still going. We're looking good. This water was pretty cold when I got her out. We're good to go. So this one, same Nalgene bottle, same alcohol stove. Difference is that I have this little Evernew pot stem. Which sits on that. And this is a great little stand. This is very interesting. I've done 2 cups in this, on this as well. When I do it on the, what I call the low simmer setting, it takes 10 minutes to boil 2 cups, or rather this whole thing, 500 mils. 10 minutes, but it's very efficient, and it's a little better in the wind because it's so low and kind of wraps the pot, the flame. If we put it on its high setting, it's also very good for cooking at that setting. If we put it on its high, you still get, it still kind of links in. You can see these little teeth right here will still kind of lock in a little bit, so it's somewhat stable. Makes the pot sit a little higher on it, and you actually can boil the same amount of water literally almost half the time, about 5 minutes, 6 minutes to boil the same, because you're getting a more optimal weight. But surprisingly, it uses the same amount of fuel. So you're still using the same amount of fuel to burn this, it's just burning it hotter and faster. When there's no wind, I'll do this because it cooks it a little quicker. But it is more susceptible in wind. So, yet another little bit. If we really talk about the heart of the cook kit, it is this though. It is a one-piece, ultra durable, no screw tops, no things to break stove. I'm going to put all of this back now. We can pack this up really quickly. that in here. Cook kit, this thing's pretty empty right now, but we're doing all right. Let's see how we're doing. It's burning. We're definitely getting some wind blowing this around, and I probably should have done this sooner, but that's okay. So we're getting a lot of good airflow through here. You can see all the little holes. It's burning quite well. If we want to, we can make this even more wind protective by setting up the windscreen a little differently. We're gonna have to use gloves because all of this stuff is extremely hot right now. But we're gonna do it. We'll change it around a little bit. No reason not to. Oh yeah, we're getting there. So we're gonna go like this. We're gonna get this guy off of here. We'll even take the stove off. It's still going, mind you. We can keep our water working while we adjust. This is really the system we need to change around here. So the way this works is now I'm going to use this as the bottom, this is the top, so we get a lot more wind cover around it there, but you still get airflow through these holes coming up through. So we're not going to smother it. It should work pretty well. We're going to take this off. Put that on there like that. And then we're in business. We'll get our stove back up on there. Not sure. I put enough alcohol in there. We'll light her back up, get her going again. Where's my water? Nope. Where's my ferro? I probably just put way too much alcohol in, but oh yeah, we're going. All right, so we'll get this back on. Put our pot back up on top there. Make sure we're stable. We're in business. So you can see I kind of had this planned a little bit to show you some different configurations that you can do with this to make it extremely wind resistant. Here's yet another one that's even simpler. If you want something a little more stable, just use that. It doesn't feed oxygen in as well from the bottom, which is why I don't like that one so much. Whereas if you have this stand, it can do that. You can probably hear it spitting when the wind hits it. Oh, and then it stops. Find a nice stable spot. This thing's cut at an angle, so I'm kind of working it a little differently here, but see if we can keep that bail up. Clearly this is not as fast as a jetboil. A jetboil can allegedly do 1 liter of water in 3 minutes. That is also with very little wind, unlike today. I suppose you're sacrificing cook time for portability and ease of use for my system. I much prefer finding alcohol than isobutane. I don't like using all those canisters for the isobutane, having a lot of trash like that. I also
think that cooking is maybe one of the most enjoyable parts of being out camping, and so I kind of want to take my time with it. Call me crazy.
We're boiling. "17 minutes thereabouts for almost 750 mils. I mean, you can see, we'll get you down there. You can see how much it is, how close it is to the top. And that's a 750 milliliter pot. So there you go. I am going to put this in that very soon here. But before I do that, I actually want to show you how we tear this down, and then we'll close the video out with me enjoying some stroganoff. So let's just go ahead. Yeah, these are good. Get rid of that. Let the whole business cool down here. Let's get situated. And that's how you put out the alcohol stuff. Is very simple. We'll take this, we'll get rid of the rest of that. There's a little bit in there, but that's okay, it's so cheap. We can get our stand pretty much assembled. That sucker's gonna be pretty hot. Yeah, that's right. As it is. Pot. So, boom. This sucker's not too bad anymore. See, you can see how quick all of this cools down. I mean, you're pretty much, yeah, this thing is, I mean, I don't even need my gloves. This thing is fine. In fact, let's see here. Show you how simple this is. Go back in there. Take our spork. Goes in there. I mean, and that's what I love about this too, is it's just a grab and go. It's got literally everything you need, even to start it. The fuel, the fire starter, and this, again, you think that the alcohol in this can start up the wood gasification as well. Very easily. That's all tidied up there. Get that closed up. And we're back in business. A little bit of water here and there, doesn't matter. Titanium doesn't rust. It'll just dry out. I live in Colorado. It's a very dry place anyway. I don't have to worry about things like that. Mildew doesn't really happen here. And that's it. Tiny. You got everything. It's great. It's a great cook kit. Now, let's go do this. Okay, so in this clip, I am actually showing a boil with my haversack alcohol stove, which we showed in the previous clip. It's the one that doesn't have a windscreen per se built into it like the other one did.
I suppose you'd have to fashion one, perhaps out of a beer can or something like that. There's many ways to do it. This is more of a kind of day strider kit. I actually have this haversack built for small game hunting, actually. You can see on the sides of it there. I have some shotgun loops on the left side and a, what do they call those? It's not a stuff sack. It's a collapsible pouch that you can kind of unfold and unravel. It's a, God, I cannot remember what they're called right now. But they use them for like shells and extra shit like that, usually on tack vests and stuff. And I'll use it for a game bag, actually. So I carry my water and stove and food and whatnot inside the bag. A box of shells, maybe some 22s or something in that front pouch. I got a whole mess of stuff, too. I'm going to be doing some videos that goes over each one of my little bag kits that I have. I got kind of this light, ultra light kit, this haversack that I have here. I have a one-day, possibly overnighter bag if it really needs to be, but it's also a hunting bag. More so for like coyote, predator hunting. I have a lot of different gear for that. That's the other one you saw in the previous clip. And then I have a full-blown Bushcraft bag, Swedish LK35 surplus bag that's loaded with a whole bunch of stuff. I have all kinds of gear things for, you know, different situations require different bits of kit. Anyhow, yeah, I'm showing how long it takes for this one to fire up 500 milliliters of water, which is for the Mountain House. I'm going to put it in the 750 milliliter pot so we can see that a 2.5 serving Mountain House with over 2 cups of water, 500 milliliters converts to 2.1 cups, so it's a little bit over 2 cups. Fits in it. This is the perfect cooking setup, guys. I'm telling you, check it out. Just sped it up. Look at the watch. We are flying right now. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, going on 5 minutes. Hands doing a little dance. Oh my God, there it goes. Okay, hit the boil. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. I'm telling you, that's fast. I've used other stoves. I use a little isobutane. 6 minutes is fast. This is good. You need titanium for it to work well. Stainless steel gets it done, but I only use stainless steel for my Bushcraft stuff because of the durability. Here we go. So it's obviously boiling. We are boiling right here. It's obviously boiling. Here's our 750. Let's get this out of the way. It's our 750, our Mountain House. Got some Bushcraft scissors here, really nice. Full thing of beef stroganoff. Here we go. I usually only eat these for the breakfast ones. Oh yeah. Gotta get all the nice sauce powder. And here we go. So this is our 500. Let me get that off. This sucker's a little hot because it's been boiling over. Gonna let that chill for a moment here.
Oh, look at all the powder on my lid. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. I mean, look at that. You could put more water in there if you wanted. In fact, I probably boiled a bunch off onto my table here, but anyhow, this is why this is the best cook set. And look, this thing's still going. I'm telling you, this thing rips. Obviously, there's no wind in here, but that's okay. You get the idea. So here, let's let this brew, actually. That guy's got to brew a little bit back there. And we can go ahead and get this whole sucker cleaned up. Real quite easy like. And it's off. Magic! One more thing. The 750 and the 550 are almost the exact same diameter. The 550 is a little skinnier in diameter, which means when it nests with a 40-ounce clean canteen or a Nalgene, it's pretty well in there. So much so that you get a vacuum fit. I'm picking that up because it's a vacuum in there. It obviously comes off, it doesn't stay on, but it's pretty nice and tight. This is a little wider, and so it doesn't fit as nicely around this. It rattles a little bit and whatnot, but it still nests. The 750 and the 550, I nest this just like that in my haversack. No problem. Oh, wrong one. Just like that. Got our lid. Whoop. Keep the lid up front. This guy's cooled off. Got some gross something on it. Some beef stroganoff on it. This guy, oh my gosh, do you think that's cooled off? I honestly don't know. I'm scared to touch it. I'm going to touch it. It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot, I'm not going to lie, but not too hot. Cools down very quickly. Very, very, very quickly. We can put those in there. So there you go, guys. I'm gonna go enjoy my beef stroganoff now.